Fear not, citizen. Justice will be served. You're in good hands.
The defense is wrong.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Hello. Hey, Semi. Good to see you. I'm over here like putting in links and messing around, not even paying attention to the time. And I saw your comment and I was like, oh, it's time to go. Let's go. So, let's see. I'm all over the place today. Hey, Christina, good to see you. I'm on some new medication, so bear with me. But I did bring those yearbook pictures that I promised of Shanda Vander Ark and all of the. Hey, Mustang, good to see you. Good to see everybody. But I did bring those yearbook pictures that I promised and the list of all of the, you can't see that, all of the different high school organization, like teams and clubs that she was in. She was quite the overachiever, that one. But I've also got a little bit of family history there, which is disturbing, but it's kind of we could see how we got where we are. Hey, Built Not Bought, good to see you. Good to see everyone. Hi, Cold. Come on in. Come on in. So last week I took a little break. I needed a little woosah time. Yeah, and getting all organized, girl. I'm trying. Look, I even got me a little notebook to try to, because my ADHD ass. I had to like write myself notes of the things that I needed to remember for this life. Because if it were not for my notes, I would not remember anything. I'm so terrible. Like, I had to write where we were in the last video. Oh, and I know that I wrote in my post the other day that we were going to get through sentencing today. I lied. I'm a big fat liar because we didn't get through the stuff from last time, and I totally spaced out and forgot. I got so excited. I was like, yes, we're going to get through sentencing. I'm excited to see this, the moment we've all been waiting for. And I go to look at where we were to go get the videos and everything set up. And nope, we're not there yet. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But I also have something else to show you that I'm excited about. My husband made me these, and I've got plans for them. So I've got to put these up here. If you could see them. They are QR code stickers that I can leave at like oddity shops, and he can pass out at the tattoo shop, and I can just like leave random places. So I got that going because 500 subs is good for a couple months, but we could do better, right? Speaking of which, share this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. So we're going to go through these pictures individually, and I didn't have all of them, but I do want to show First I made like a mini like video, whatever, and then we'll go through them individually. Thank you, Christina. We'll go through them individually and I'll try to remember what's what. So let's see. Add to stage. So that's Shanda. That's just some of the yearbook pictures that I found of her and all the clubs that she was in. So this girl, she was in track and field, the diving team. She was a cheerleader, and I don't really see her as the rah-rah type, to be honest with you. So that one, right, Christina, a cheerleader, okay? She was in the Junior Air Force group. She was in AP American History. And so, like, this girl was not dumb. And remember, she passed like, she passed the bar and she was, like, high up there. Like, it's really hard to get a high score, and she had a really high score. I think they went over that last time that we did this. But we've got some things, like, with her childhood, like, before she was put into adopted or put into foster care or something, like, with her real family, she was, like, the favorite child. But then she was put into foster care, and her foster parents punished her with ice baths. They punished her by feeding her bread with hot sauce. Sound familiar? And I don't know which is worse, that or being stuck in that house with her father after her mother passed away, because after her mother passed away, he expected her to take on this, like, mother role, and I mean in every sense of the way. Like, anyways, he put her on birth control, um, and eventually her little sister got pregnant, and Shanda was mad because she didn't get pregnant first. This is a very twisted family dynamic that we're dealing with. You would think she would know from before and after her live childhood. You would think. I had some really, I've told you guys, this is the reason I do this. I've had some really terrible things happen to me, and uh, that made me be the type of person, like, I didn't want to be that person, like, I don't know how some people go in one direction and some people go in the other. You would think that those things happening to you would make you, like, a really empathetic, like, caring person, but no, not really, in all cases. Yeah, I get it cold. But, yeah, there's some family history, though. So, we'll take a look at some of these pictures individually. So, this is I'm a super I'm a survivor, but never wanted to harm yeah, not everybody's like that. So this is Shanda, whatever. Um, I don't know what grade she was in there. Like I said, I had to, these were really hard to find. And I think this is when she was on the cheerleading team, I'm guessing. So, hold on, let me remove these. So she's in the bottom all the way to the right. And I can't tell. Yeah, cheerleading team. Oops. Uh-oh. I'm pushing buttons again over here. Let me make myself. There we go. So yeah, there she is. I would not think of her as a cheerleader type. Um, Again, I think she's on the bottom row first. I believe that's her. There's not too many more. Actually, there's only one more. And then, yeah. It almost looks like a sorority sweater or shirt of some kind. But anyways, so there are those. And let me see if I had anything else for you before we get into this stuff. So, oh, this is her father. He's so creepy. I wish I could zoom into this, but I can't because I'm not I don't do screen sharing, so yeah, I can't zoom into it. But her father's a freaking creep. All right. Let's see where we were. Where are my notes? What'd I do with them? We were on third video, 10 minutes in. So third video.
Ms. Roberts, you can continue.
And we're gonna go to about 10 minutes in. We'll just start from.
Well, I guess he went to.
Okay. I can zoom in on my phone. Yeah, he does look like a creep. And I'll read some of that to you, what that says in a little bit. Is Kel in here? No. Oh, so some of the things that I forgot to mention last time is I forgot about the poll that we did last time. We did a poll and I didn't mention the results last time. Well, they were all the same. You all thought that she was not going to get a new trial, which is funny because the last time we did it, there were a couple of you that thought that she would get a new trial. So you guys are starting to see something that, or those people weren't in the chat. Also, there's a Netflix documentary coming out called The Crash about Mackenzie Shrilla that I'm really excited to see. I don't know if you guys know that case, but she's the girl that ran her car like over 100 miles per hour into a brick wall with her. Obviously, she was the driver, but her boyfriend and their friend. And I think she didn't think that she was going to make it either, but she did, and the other two didn't. So I'm excited to see that because that was a crazy case, and that comes out May 15th. Let me see. Okay. That's just stuff I need to do. Okay, let's get into it. Hey, Photon, good to see you. We're about to start. I was just rambling on like I do at the beginning of these things. Okay, so I started a little bit behind where we were from last time, so you guys can kind of remember where we were.
Someone's bedroom, and my oldest son brought him back out, and he had completely bitten through his tongue and not said anything. So he
Okay, so this is where she was talking about him having, it's, I don't remember the name of it. It's where, like, you don't feel pain, and so you don't realize if you've hurt yourself or not. So let me take it back just a little bit more. Okay.
Please.
Thank you, Semi. And thank you for being here, everybody.
The blue one says,
I appreciate it.
my bigger issue is that you said you checked every minute or so, but checking on the camera would have told you he wasn't listening. I'm not absolving him of responsibility by a long shot, but there are reasons the cameras are in place.
What time was that?
4:14 p.m. it looks like.
So at 4:14 p.m., you're upset with Paul because he's not watching Timothy every minute on the cameras, right?
If I remember correctly, that particular day, yeah, he said he was going to check. That wasn't, I didn't expect him to check every day, but there were days that were much more challenging, and that was when I asked him to keep a closer eye on.
Where's the text message that describes what the challenging incident was that day?
I don't know, sir. I mean, there was a lot of challenging incidents.
Going upstairs?
No, sir.
Going upstairs was okay during the day?
As long as he was being monitored, yes.
You talked about, we talked about the autism already. You talked about a number of other issues that that Timothy had: bipolar, ADHD. Were there some other ones?
Sensory processing disorder.
Sensory process. So he had the same disorder that you did.
Yes.
The sensory processing disorder.
But there's different manifestations of it.
He had the one where his senses being overloaded didn't make a problem for him. Is that what you're saying?
He was more hyposensitive, which means he didn't react the way a typical person would. Is
Hyposensitive. That's what it was. Hyposensitive. I was like, it's there.
as far as less of a reaction. There was a time, I was told about it when we still lived in Oklahoma. I guess he was being given a bath and he fell and hit his jaw, and he didn't say anything.
Girl, if you're a freak, then I'm a freak, because everything that she just listed off, I have. I'm not hyposensitive, but I'm hypersensitive. So, like, weird textures and shit like that really bother me. Like going to the grocery store, all the sounds and everything bother me. My neighbors' leaf blowers bother me. Like, I get overstimulated very easily. Yeah. The ADHD, like, I've got it really bad. Like, we're not freaks. We're special. We're special.
Didn't say he was in pain. Well, I guess he went to someone's bedroom and my oldest son brought him back out and he had completely bitten through his tongue and not said anything. So he did not react as much to stimuli as most people do. There's hypo and hypersensitive, and he was hyposensitive.
And is there medication for that you take?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't.
Do you go to counseling for you, or did you go to counseling for you?
Not for that, no, sir.
For any of your other issues, though?
I have over time. It's been a long time.
But in fact, the entire time Timothy was in the state of Michigan, you never took him to a counselor or a doctor to address any of those issues, did you?
No, sir, I didn't have the insurance information.
You didn't reach out to any resources in the community that might have been available to help, did you?
I did actually contact...
Yes or no? Did you reach out to any resources in the community? Which ones?
I contacted DHHS about getting him on Medicaid, but they said that because he had other insurance, that would be primary, so we still had to have that information.
Did you reach out to Community Mental Health, or Health West, I guess it's called now?
I didn't. I wasn't aware of it. I hadn't heard of Health West until I started working in the courthouse.
Right. You worked in this courthouse, in the county that you live in, for at least the entire summer, as I recall correctly. And you never knew that we had a mental health agency here in Muskegon County?
I didn't realize that's what it was for. I honestly, I didn't think about it. As far as resources go, the only thing that I thought about was DHHS for things like Medicaid and food stamps.
Hey, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Dan. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
Alarms on the doors, and your response to him was that the alarms went on the doors about 3 weeks before Timothy passed away. Is that correct?
Somewhere in there, I was approximating
Somewhere in
it.
there, okay.
You can look up the Amazon history on my phone.
Well, I'll do one better than that. This is page 3932 of the text messages from you. Could you go ahead and read that exchange for the jury and the date, please?
Did he say miraculously? No,
This is Paul's response now, right?
Yes. No, I was emphasizing because I turned on the alarm, yet he slipped past. That's not good. We need to put up the other 2 alarms tonight later on. That's the motion sensors.
But you referred to the alarms.
Yes, sir, I did.
Right, and that was
That's
in
what we called them. That was February.
February.
That was motion sensors.
Right. Months before he died.
Yes, sir.
You just mixed up what an alarm and what a motion sensor is?
Yes, sir. That's what I called them alarms. I didn't call them motion sensors most of the time.
This one's a little bit longer exchange, but if you could read 3996 for me, please.
Just this page?
Nope, the whole thing that's stapled, please.
Is it snowing at home currently? KK, Timothy apparently ate my Pop-Tarts a few days back. Not anymore. Are you kidding me? When did he do that? He said he doesn't know the exact day. That's a bunch of BS, and how did he do it? Did he sneak down to the bathroom? He says it was before we had the other alarms. I said that's not true because we've had those for over a week now. And you had Pop-Tarts in that box as of this past weekend or Friday at the very latest. That's still the motion sensors.
Okay,
That's
so
what I
again,
call them.
you refer to the motion sensors as
Yes,
alarms
sir.
there. And you're upset at that point because Timothy's eating some Pop-Tarts. Is that my understanding of this text messages?
In that case, because he stole them, Paul had gotten them for himself and because he stole them.
And that date, I don't know if we read it or not, but you would agree with me that it's on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2022, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, why don't you take a look at 3702. Crossed out the parts that it's not really necessary for you to read, and just go ahead and tell the jury that date and what's on there.
The date is,
The way that they were keeping track of the Pop-Tarts pisses me off. Like, really? Really? And they were probably like generic Pop-Tarts anyway. And who cares about Pop-Tarts anymore? They don't even put like enough icing on the top. And if you actually knew what they were made out of, you probably wouldn't want to eat them. I watched a video of how they make Pop-Tarts and what they're made out of. You probably don't want to eat them. But then again, I'm also the girl that eats chicken nuggets and everything, and I also know what those are made out of. So anyways, moving on.
January 24th. Okay. Did Timothy have to wash his sheets?
Hi, AJ.
Question mark. Yes. I said, ugh, K. Pretty sure that is him pouting over the extra camera and motion sensors.
So, and that was in January of 2022, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
no problem referring to it to a motion sensor in January of 2022, but suddenly, come February, you mix up what an alarm and what a motion detector are.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Like I said, you can check the Amazon history.
You don't want to revise your testimony about when it was that you started using alarms on the doors?
No, sir, because it's in my Amazon history when I purchased those.
Mr. Johnson asked you about Timothy being on medication for a lot of his issues, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I think you said that when he came to you, he was like a zombie, right?
Yes, sir.
So you decided to take him off those medications, didn't you?
No, sir, we couldn't get refills.
Hold on. Is Dan still in here, you guys?
We had to get a refill through a doctor and we didn't have a doctor.
I'm not supposed to be drinking coffee, so don't let Dan know I was drinking coffee.
So your testimony wasn't that you took him off those
Hi,
medications?
AJ.
I said that I wanted to.
You wanted to.
Yes, sir. At least some of them, because they were, I mean, he was a zombie. It was horrible.
You wanted to take him off the medications, and it happened anyway because you can get refills for him. So you're actually happy that that happened.
Not the way it happened, but he wasn't a zombie afterwards.
But you definitely did not consult with the doctor before you did that.
No, sir, because we ran out.
But and again, didn't reach out to any, besides DHHS, didn't reach out to any resources in the community that might have helped you out with a child with such severe emotional issues that you have to use motion sensors and later alarms and locks on things. You didn't reach out for any resources before you just decided to stop him taking medication.
Before he ran out, I wasn't aware of, like I said, DHHS is pretty much the main resource that I was aware of.
Did you ever talk to somebody and say, look, I'm at my wit's end here? I reach out to resources and talk to the judge that you were collecting for. Say, what can I do to get some help here? Did you ever do any of that?
I talked to some friends at work.
And
But I didn't
come
ask.
up with an idea?
I didn't ask for resources. I just vented to them, and nobody suggested anything. I didn't ask.
It's rather unusual the way this question was answered by you. She said there was one time that your mother-in-law saw Timothy.
Yes, sir.
One time.
Yes, sir.
Just the once.
After the stroke, yes, sir.
Just once in 6 months was the only time.
As far as I remember, yes, sir. That's what I believe.
In fact, you went to great lengths to make sure that the grandmother, that's Grammy, that's the person.
Grammy.
You guys are over here talking about naps. Let me tell you something. I cannot take naps because I am just a monster when I wake up. I just want to go back to sleep. Because, like, what good is like a 15-minute nap? Because I just toss and turn, and then when I wake up, I'm just groggy and in a bad mood, and then I just want to, like, go to bed for the rest of the day and sleep. So, but yeah, I just, I can't do the naps.
Which is Grammy, right? Your mother-in-law. You went to great lengths to make sure that she wasn't allowed in your home, didn't you?
I mean, that was just because the house was a mess.
Did you have some type of tracking device on her to know where she was?
We had her phone under our phone plan, so I could look up find my iPhone. Because usually when she was, that way, Paul wanted to know when she was coming to get Gabriel. Oh, sorry.
Let me show you what's page 4284. This is a lengthy exchange, but go ahead and read that for the jury. It's from, I believe, March 28th.
Soot. Stupid thing writing on my watch. That should have said good. Grammy left home about 10 minutes ago. Hopefully she will not beat me there this time, but please have him ready to go. And please keep a very close eye on your messages. I will track her on the app as I head home. Hey, I need to make sure you're seeing these messages, and please make sure his new shoes are on him. Okay, thank you. And do not let Grammy inside.
Exclamation point.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Okay, she will probably beat me there, but not by more than a couple minutes. You get clothes on too, please. Okay, go ahead and take Gabriel outside and sit down to stand up against the wall downstairs. You can, it says create the puppy too, but, OL and then okay. She should be pulling up pretty soon. Okay, I got it. I'm glad you got it, but you better be outside. He is outside, do you want to say goodbye?
That's Paul's response back to you, right?
Yes, and I said, yes, I do, I'll be there in just a minute. Headed to the car now, how's it going there? He said, good, already taped the coat rack.
I think you can stop there. So you're tracking her movements on your phone.
Oh yeah, she's tracking them because she wants to know. Oh, hey Nikki, good to see you. She wants to know when people are stopping by the house. That way she can make sure that Timothy's either dressed or is hidden somewhere or is unavailable to be seen. She wants to make sure that Timothy is not seen whatsoever. Cal. Oh, you're in my notes. I had you in my notes. And by the way, you telling me to install and uninstall YouTube on my phone helped. See, I'm doing like 3 things at once right now. Talking to you, doing this and doing that. It did work. It fixed my chat box. So thank you for that. Appreciate you. And also for those of you just coming in, I'm so excited about this. My husband got these made for me. See if you could see them. Hold on. Can you? Oh, wait. You know what? Let me make me big. What time are we at here? 18:38. I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. How do I make me big? There we go. So, my husband made me these QR code stickers. And they're like that chunky gold glitter, like rainbow glitter. And I'm gonna be oops. Good Lord. There we go. I'm gonna be basically just putting these randomly at places, and then my husband's gonna leave them at the tattoo at his shop, and then I'm gonna leave them at oddity places and stuff like that. So I'm excited. They're QR codes to the channel. So they're not for sale or anything. I don't sell anything. I don't make money. I'm not, you'll never see a PayPal or a Cash App link or anything like that. Those are just for me personally, to try to get some more people in here. So, but yes, she was tracking everything to where he was completely hidden from everything. Thank you. I know, I love them. They're so cute. All right.
As you're driving home.
At stoplights, yes, sir.
And Dan, you didn't see me drink that coffee. I know I'm not supposed to have coffee, okay? So you didn't see that.
Because you're worried that she's going to see a messy house.
Yes, sir.
And the solution to that is put Gabriel outside so that he's outside when she gets there, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. That was March 8th, right?
That was not coffee.
So rather than his grandmother come into the house, even the entryway of the house, in the middle of winter, not middle of winter, on March 8th, your solution was put Gabriel outside, make sure she doesn't come in. Do not let her in the house.
Paul was outside with him.
Exclamation point.
I wouldn't end up never put him outside by himself. Paul was outside with him.
Thank you.
4044.
Please also have some decent clothes on in case I need you to bring a little man out. I'm hoping Grammy does not beat me there. It looks like it will be close. He said, okay. Said, I will tell you when to take him outside to wait for her. Just please make sure she doesn't leave until after I get there. I haven't been away from Gabriel at night since this all started, and I wanted to give him a hug and kiss before he goes. Okay. Go ahead and go outside and wait for her. It shouldn't be more than a few minutes before she gets there. Just please don't let her leave until after I get there. She is almost there. Are y'all outside? I would like a response to that message. Question mark. You might need to make Timothy stand with his nose, it says of, against the front door on the inside. Please tell me that you and the child are outside. Seriously, no response. I am almost there and I'm more than a little upset at the moment.
You're upset because at that point you don't know whether or not she's going to come into the house, aren't you?
I was upset because I wasn't getting a response. That drives me crazy. It's a pet peeve. I hate not getting a response via text message.
Right, so you better have my child.
Girl, me too. I can't stand it when people don't answer me. And I'm the person that expects you to respond right away too. I don't think that anybody else is doing anything with their lives except for sitting there waiting on me to text them. I'm ridiculous. She is a troll. She is a troll. Mustang. She's a calling Shanda a troll. Honestly, 80% of the people on YouTube are trolls. I'm a troll. Ask Dan. I go into some chats and mess with people, but it's usually chats I don't know. I'll just mess with people I don't know.
Standing outside so his grandmother doesn't go inside, and oh, by the way, put my other child up against the front door with his nose against the wall, right?
Because he was in trouble for something. I mean, I don't know what happened before that exchange.
What would he do to get punished to have him make sure he's standing against the wall with his nose against the door?
That was one of the punishments. We'd make him stand against the wall with his nose. And the reason I had it against the door is because I didn't want him getting into anything. That way Paul had better...
See, Mustang, I only troll people who start shit first. Like, say I'm in a chat and someone's being stupid, ridiculous, or like, I don't know how to explain it. Say I'll be in Gizla's chat or somebody's chat and someone's like being mean to a victim or something like that. That's when I become trolly. So like, I'm not a troll in a bad way. I'm in a troll and I'm gonna up you kind of, you're ignorant kind of way.
ability to monitor.
I guess you could say like put them in their place.
4123. Remember, we're not saying your younger son's name.
Yes. When you get home, please make sure G's face is not a mess and he isn't filthy dirty, and then please get socks and shoes on him and his headphone case in his backpack, and maybe his blue headphones as well. Okay. Also, please watch him, but please have Timothy get those 2 pumpkins off the front porch and into the trash can before Grammy gets there. Grammy isn't supposed to get there till 6:15, but she was early last time, so she might do that again. I hope not. Remember to bang loudly on the door 3 times, please. I will let Timothy know to listen for you here in the next few minutes. And Grammy may just beat me there again, which doesn't make me happy, but anyway. If she does, do not let her in the house this time. Okay. Work was fun. I accidentally scratched my palm with a knife opening a bag and then cut my elbow from banging my funny bone on a metal carton.
That was Paul's response back to you.
Yeah, that was his.
So that's 3 text exchange, all within a couple of weeks of each other, where you are absolutely consistent that the boy's grandmother, G's grandmother, not come into the house. Right?
Yes, sir.
To the point where you're tracking her phone while you're driving home from work.
Every single bit of this was premeditated, and I swear I think it's because he wasn't a normal child that was, I don't want to say this in an uncouth, like, you know, he had all of these challenges in life and he didn't come out perfect to her standards, and so I just don't think that she loved him as much because of that.
Right?
Yes, sir. I did. I only tracked it when I was stopped. I wouldn't do that while I was driving, but...
Now, Mr. Johnson asked you about the leg irons. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
And you said that those were Timothy's leg irons, correct? Or no, I'm sorry, that they were, your testimony here today was that those were ordered by Paul, and Paul would use those on Legos, correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, I don't think I testified about the, I know that they were Paul's purchase. I don't think I actually testified about.
Mustang, yes, she was sentenced to life without parole, but the reason that I'm doing this now is because she has asked for a new trial because she's claiming that her lawyer was incompetent and that she didn't get good representation, which I think is bullshit. But so once we're done with this, We're gonna go to Paul Ferguson's stuff, and then we're gonna get into the two new hearings for Shanda, which is her request for a new trial, which there is still no answer on that yet. I'm looking every day.
Legos, I think that was a conversation with police.
Well, I'll leave the jury to their recollection of that, but I remember you saying Legos, and I'm not ashamed to admit the fact that I'm actually a fan of Legos too, so that's why it stuck out in my mind that you just said it earlier today. But to be clear, your testimony is those were Paul's, those were never used on Timothy, right?
As far as I know, yes, sir.
Okay. Let's look at that top text message, 5460. Those top two text messages. Again, the blue is you.
The Wisely transaction is handcuffs and leg cuffs for Timothy from Amazon. Figured it would be okay to get those right away till we can talk about the sensors and stuff. If not, please say so and can cancel the order.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that message?
No, sir, I don't.
Wow. You really do have some memory problems, don't you?
Yes, sir. That's common with PTSD.
Page 5829, if you could read that last text there at the bottom and then continue.
Girl, Nikki, yes, I made a post about it. They tried to blame ICE. Girl, don't try to blame ICE. That had nothing to do with them. I don't like ICE any more than anybody else, but don't try to blame them. And then they want to, like, oh, the hantavirus. Meanwhile, all this is going on over here. And, hi, Z, good to see you. Yeah, girl, kids haven't been safe at Disney for a long time. I have gone down the deep, dark hole of Disney, and, oh my word, yeah, I wasn't surprised when I heard that at all.
Use on to the next page.
I'm actually going to plan on doing a just a news tidbitsy kind of live here soon, where we just get into a bunch of like recent news events that's been going on. You guys are probably going to know about some of them, but hey, we could talk about it.
He has moved around, so he got the cuffs in front of him instead of behind him.
Go ahead and flip the page and read the next one.
I put the cuffs back behind him. I will have to deal with less than 2 hours of sleep today, but not letting him get away with this BS.
I put the cuffs back behind him. That is your text message.
Yes, sir.
So you use handcuffs on Timothy.
I don't remember, honestly.
You don't remember using?
No, sir.
And you said that the transaction, the Wisely transaction, was the leg cuffs and handcuffs for Timothy. That was your text message.
That's what the message said.
Is that the I don't know as well? You don't remember that one either?
There, between the time of the stroke and Timothy's passing, I don't remember a heck of a lot.
But somehow you can remember when the police ask you about the leg irons and the cuffs, you say those were for Paul for a TikTok video, right?
I think that's what I told
That's
him.
what you told the police?
Yes.
So you don't remember things, but you have the wherewithal to make it look like, no, those don't involve Timothy, those were Paul's. It's pretty self-serving, isn't it?
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
I'll withdraw the last part. You had the wherewithal to...
These two it's all him, it's all her. It was both of y'all. Sorry. I'm putting cuffs on. Sorry. Yeah.
say that the cuffs that they found belonged to Paul when your text message indicates they were actually for Timothy, right?
Apparently, yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson asked you about the zip ties. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever use zip ties on Timothy?
To attach the personal sensor.
Okay.
And then I remember hearing about a conversation about them, yes, on text. I don't remember it, but I remember hearing about it when it was read.
You remember hearing about a conversation. Did that make you stop and go, oh my goodness, we can't be putting Timothy in zip ties?
Yes, I mean.
Oh my God, Sheriff Grady? He's only the best person ever, Mustang. He's not a predator. He's a sheriff in Florida, and he is amazing. He loves shouting out predators, though. And he has the best press conferences, hands down. Oh my God, you got to see some of his press conferences. He's hilarious. What? I'm wrong. He's in the files. Where? Grady Judd? He's not in the files. Say it ain't so. Don't break my heart. Do I have any mods in here that can... Oh, well, I don't have her server link. Now I gotta go look and see why he's in the files. Mm-mm-mm. Now, if y'all try to tell me Bob Ross is in the files, I'm just gonna flip my shit and give up on life. I'm done. I will be done if you guys tell me Bob Ross is in the files. Can I not have one good thing in life? Just one. I'm not asking for much. But a happy little bush and a nice little tree over here. Oh,
That's what I thought here. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sure,
I'm stressed.
okay. Well, then this,
Now I'm stressed. I need my
care to read the bottom of 4227, that's Paul's message to you.
This is from earlier. He just won't listen or does something I didn't tell him he could. He just tried claiming his zip cuffs were too tight when I didn't even tighten them to where there's no room for his wrists.
This is your response now.
Yeah, leave them as they are and I will check them when I get home and you can tell him that. And if he lied about that, he gets himself in even more trouble.
What coffee?
You want me to keep going?
No, that's fine. Leave them as they are, and I will check them when I get home. You want to revise your earlier answer to the question when you said that you would have said, oh, no, don't use zip cuffs on Timothy?
I don't recall that, sir. I'm sorry.
Don't recall that either? Huh?
No, sir.
Okay. You seem to be having a lot of difficulty when it comes to the text messages that are talking about the things that you either did or want done to Timothy. Is that where the memory issues kick in for you?
It's most of what happened. It's not just text messages. And it doesn't just involve him. The events of the whole 6 months are...
So all the other text messages that are just about, hey, how's your day going, or get your bike tire fixed, all those types of things, those are all clarity moments, right? You don't have any issues with...
I don't know if I remember. If you showed me, I don't know if I'd remember them or not, honestly. We sent a lot of text messages.
No, but what I guess that was a clumsy way of asking that question. You're certainly capable of engaging in a conversation with Paul that's not about anything for Timothy, right?
I would assume so. As far as memory goes, my memory of those is not.
Well, we'll just see what your explanation is for this. So this is 5785. This is June 21st of 2022. This is a week or so after that picture, and we'll get to the picture in a minute that you say that you never saw. Go ahead and read your text message to Paul.
4 with hot sauce that he has to eat, and he has allowed another 4 without, it says house sauce, but he has to do the hot sauce one first, and then set a timer for 30 minutes before he can eat the others.
Shh. Shh. I didn't get busted. He didn't see anything. Don't tell on me. Anyways, what I missed while I was gone, she's talking about the hot sauce. Simi, I remember Grady Judd coming into a press conference wearing chains, and he confiscated. Yes, I remember that. That shit was hilarious. But he's he didn't see nothing. Shh. Nikki, I saw your messages. I'm gonna look at them after this. I see you. I see it. What? Do you know how many hearts you're breaking right now? Oh my God. All right. If I find this out to be true, I'm gonna put it out, but we'll see. That's heartbreaking. You can't see what I told you? You can't like nobody. You can't like nobody. Like I said, if they take Bob Ross from me, I'm done. It's some bullshit. All cops are bastards. Back when I was an alcoholic, um, I think my husband has that tattoo, but I was gonna get that tattoo, ACAB, and I'm glad I didn't do it because I feel like there are some out there who truly love what they do and care about what they do, and then there's just a lot of shitty ass cops and corrupt people in government, and they just abuse their power for all the wrong reasons, and it's shameful. It really is. All right, let's get through this.
What time is that sent?
8:05 p.m.
To the second, please.
18.
Okay. What's your next text message?
8:05:47.
30 seconds or so later.
Yes, sir. I was using Siri because I was driving.
Yeah.
You could tell by the issues with the text message.
Sure.
I found enough in change to get Gabriel some chicken nuggets and French fries from Burger King. It's like $3 total, so we will be home as soon as I do that.
Do you remember sending the hot sauce text?
I don't remember sending either one of these texts, sir.
Don't remember sending either one of those?
No, sir, I don't.
But you can process that Timothy needs to eat some bread with hot sauce on it. But you scrounged up enough change to make sure that G gets some chicken nuggets and fries. Within 30 seconds. Processing that all in your mind. Sending it all out in a text message, right?
Apparently, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I use Siri.
Let's talk about the photograph. It's People's 36A. Mr. Johnson asked you about it, so if you remembered the text exchange, including the photograph of Timothy, right?
Yes, sir.
And the jury's seen that a couple of times. I don't think they need to see it again right now. Let's go ahead and read the exchange there, starting with the message that Paul sent to you with the photograph.
Timothy tried to sneak food. I yelled at him, and then he became momentarily unresponsive, and then I saw this. He's bone thin, Mama. I think we need to actually feed him.
Okay. And what's your response to that?
I said, Kay, give him bread, please. And then I said, I hear you, give PB sandwiches and water. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, the unresponsiveness is probably fake, but I see what you mean.
Okay. And go ahead and move to the next page.
Also, it's no wonder he's hardly capable.
She said peanut butter sandwich without the jelly. No jelly.
Standing.
Then this one was photographs of his legs, right?
Yeah, and then I said, I'm in court.
So is it really your testimony that you never saw that photograph?
I do not recall seeing it. That was it. I feel like I want to throw up.
You don't recall seeing the photograph, right?
No, sir.
The unresponsiveness is probably fake, but I see what you mean. You literally use the word see in your text message about see what you mean. But your testimony today is, I didn't look at the photograph. I didn't see the photograph.
Yes, sir. It's a phrase that you use.
It's a phrase that you use? I see what you mean?
Yes, sir.
Isn't that usually when you see the things that the people are talking about?
Sometimes.
I'm wondering why your response to your son saying that your other child is bone thin and needs to eat, actually feed him. That's the phrase. Actually feed him, right?
That's what he said, yes, sir.
Right? And your response to that is, Kay, give him bread, please, or bread with peanut butter. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Not, oh my goodness, it's just, if he's that hungry, yeah, make him a Make him some chicken nuggets, make him some pizza, make him some pizza rolls, make him any one of a dozen or so things that were in your freezer or your refrigerator, any of that, but that wasn't your response, was it?
And we saw all of the food in that house. There was a whole refrigerator filled and stocked with food, a whole freezer, plus a detached deep freeze. All of it filled pretty much to the brim with food. Now, I don't know what the condition of the food was and how long it had been there, but it was there. And there was locks on all of it.
No, sir, like I said, I was in court. I just was scrambling for an answer.
You were in court, but you were able to send 1, 2, 3 text messages before you said you're in court, right?
Yes, sir.
And the first answer you could come up with to feed your child was give him bread?
I don't remember what I was thinking at the time, sir. I just know that I was distracted because I was in the middle of stuff with court.
But not so distracted that you can say, well, the unresponsiveness is probably fake, but I see what you mean.
Like, I don't know I don't know what was going on when that was sent. I honestly don't.
Mr. Johnson asked you about the hot sauce that you ordered, and we saw the bottles of hot sauce. Those weren't just ordered from Meijer, were they?
No.
You had to special order those, didn't you?
On Amazon, yes, sir.
I think you said the reason that you couldn't just get those from Meijer for your grocery delivery things is because they just didn't have hot sauce, right?
No, they didn't have that type of hot sauce.
That type of hot sauce?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did you conclude that that was the type of hot sauce that Timothy, how do I put this, both loved and got to be used as a punishment?
Because the hot sauce that I had and the ones that I could access on the apps, he loved those hot sauces, so.
So you had to go out of your way to find one even hotter, one that he...
Ma'am. No. No. Hold on, because I don't got this shit ready.
The test determined that was a lie.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
He didn't like.
Yes, sir.
And the hot sauce started as Paul's idea?
Yes, sir.
How do you come up with the idea to do hot sauce if Timothy likes hot sauce?
Well, he said that I guess he'd read something, if I remember correctly. The conversation's not, it's vague at best, but from what I remember, he'd said something about, he'd read something about something really hot, some new something. He's like, oh, this might be an idea to do it with a sauce that he doesn't like.
Oh, shut up. She gets on. I can't stand her. Dan, this one and Gabriel Fernandez, that one is also a horrific, oh my God. And I watched that Netflix documentary probably a month ago. I don't know why I watched it again. I'm a glutton for punishment because it is so heartbreaking. If anybody else knows that case, that little boy, bless his soul, that case is so tragic. I mean, if you're sensitive and you can't handle this kind of stuff, I would advise against watching that one. But if you can handle it, it's a really well done documentary series, whatever they want to call them these days, mini docu-series on Netflix.
So you tested out other hot sauces before you got to that point, and because he didn't react, you figured, let's just keep increasing the heat? Is that it?
No, I don't remember how many I ordered, but I just went with something that was hotter than what I could get.
So you tried to punish him with a lower hot sauce, but he doesn't respond. So then you increase how hot it is, right?
I didn't try with the lower because I already knew he liked the lower hot sauce.
So how did it even occur to you to be a punishment for him to find one even hotter then? How is that even a punishment if he likes hot sauce?
Because she's a liar.
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
She sucks.
He never liked eating the hot sauce, did he?
Huh? Yes, he did. He ate spicy food.
You heard Paul's testimony yesterday.
I did.
And you heard him say that he never wanted to eat those slices of bread with the hot sauce on it. Didn't you? You heard that testimony.
That's what I heard him say, yes.
And your response to that in a lot of these text messages was make sure you use even more hot sauce than you did before, right?
If that's what you say the text messages say.
Oh, you just read the one that said he can have 4, and then he can wait 30 minutes, and then he can have some without hot sauce on it. You read that one, right?
Yes, sir.
But again, you don't remember sending that text message.
No, sir.
But aliens didn't take a hold of your phone and take over your body or anything like that, did they?
No, sir.
No.
And y'all know how before I was like, I don't know why she keeps looking over at the jury. I don't think this was a jury trial. I feel like this was a bench trial. So I don't know who she's looking over at. I'm not quite sure. But she keeps looking over there. But I think this was a bench trial. When I was watching it again the other day, when I was doing some more of this prepping, I was like, wait a minute. This isn't even a jury trial.
Mr. Johnson didn't ask you, so I'll just go ahead and ask you. You used a number of other physical methods of punishing Timothy, didn't you?
Defined number.
Yeah, okay, fine. 2. You made him do wall sits.
One time. And that was Paul's suggestion as well. He said, oh, this used to drive me crazy.
Everything's Paul. Everything's Paul. Except for all those text messages of you telling Paul to do everything, right?
I guess Paul said that his dad and stepmom had used that as a punishment with him. And so we decided to give it a try, and Timothy could have cared less.
He what? He could not have cared less?
No.
So being made to stand as if there's no support under your legs, he was okay to do that?
I mean,
how long did you have him do it for?
That came out of
a
his
couple of
bag.
minutes.
Fuck you, Shanda.
A couple of minutes?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
I don't remember, honestly.
And running the stairs.
Yes, sir.
You had him do that a lot, didn't you?
I wouldn't say a lot. It was some.
In fact, there's one text exchange in here where you talk about make sure that he does it a lot, even if it's raining and cold outside, right?
That's what the text says, yes, sir.
Oh.
And Paul talks about doing it.
You're right. They did have questions. You're right. Okay, so I wasn't... Okay, yeah. I thought she was looking over at somebody. No, you're right, because the jury did have questions. Yep.
Chasing style at one
I just lost my mind for the 5th time momentarily today.
point where he chases him up and down the stairs, right?
Yes, sir.
And the stairs we're talking about are outside.
Yes, sir.
They're not inside.
No, they're out back.
So cold, rainy, yep, go run the stairs outside. What did he do? What was the awful crime he had done to warrant doing that?
I don't remember, sir.
In direction to page 6011. Bottom text.
I wonder how it would feel to have that hot sauce on your private parts. I'm not saying touch him there, not at all, but dripping a little bit there, is that horrible?
Yes, it's fucking horrible. The hell you think? Would you want someone dripping hot sauce on your private parts, ma'am? The fuck? You know what? Order in the court. The fuck you think this is? Jesus Christ. Someone strap her down and do it to her, see how she likes it. Oh my God.
Did you have to ask that question?
I wouldn't think so. I don't remember that. I can't even imagine saying that.
But you did.
I know, but I can't even imagine it.
About your child, right? Who at that point was in the middle of an ice bath that had lasted at least 2.5 hours at that point, right?
I can't believe I imagined that. I can't believe I said that.
Are you asking if I
yes,
said
you
that?
Can.
I'm asking you if you said that when your child was in an ice bath for 2.5 hours.
Mustang, that's the one thing that Paul refused to do to Timothy. It's the only thing that he said no to. So he, as far as I know, that did not happen to him. Her fake crocodile tears. Can I get some crocodilies in the chat?
At that point in time, because this is 4:25 in the afternoon, and you're watching on the camera from work and texting with Paul about what he's supposed to be doing with him in the tub, right?
I mean, if that's what was, I don't remember. If that's what it says, I'm not arguing that. I'm not trying to argue that. I'm just saying I don't know.
It just popped in your head today. Yeah, I wonder what hot sauce on your private parts would be like. That.
I have no idea where it came from. I have no idea.
Did you ever try that hot sauce?
No, I don't like food as spicy as Timothy.
Okay.
About the hottest I can handle is jalapeno cheddar Cheetos.
I'm with you there. I can't handle hot sauce either. So you never even, but administering it as a punishment multiple times, you thought was okay without even trying it yourself first.
Yes, I have a very weak stomach, and so I didn't want to throw up.
Yeah, they should tie her down in a chair and pour that shit down her mouth like they did him. See how she likes it. On top of what did she say? What did she say? She couldn't eat the flaming hot Cheetos or something like that. Or the jalapeno Cheetos. Those aren't even spicy. Yeah, her tears are so fake. Yeah, those aren't even spicy. She's fucking detached from everything.
Let's talk about the ice maker for a second. People's 31 and People's 32.
Yes, sir.
You recognize that as the ice maker?
Yes, sir. It's the countertop ice maker.
Right. You said it makes about 1.5 cups of ice?
Yes, sir.
Right? This is 1.5 cups of ice in your mind?
No, I measured it. I actually used it to, you can get, I don't know if you've ever had a frappe from McDonald's, but Walmart sells a powder mix that you add milk and ice to. And it's really good, and it's only like $1 instead of $3 at McDonald's. And so it calls for some reason I want to say it actually calls for more than 1.5 cups, but that's all I could get at. But yes, that's in a measuring cup, like a sitting up measuring cup. It's 1.5 cups. That's all it does.
And I think your testimony earlier was you didn't know that ice was being used. Is that right?
As far as
in the
what?
cold baths.
Not unless it was specified. I mean, there was sometimes where it said cold and sometimes where it said ice. I didn't say I didn't know it was being used.
Okay.
It was if it was cold, it was supposed to be just cold.
But all you would use would be the ice that you get out of that ice maker. You wouldn't make any more ice and put it away and store it up so we could have extra for the next day, would you?
Not that I remember ever doing.
AJ, it looks like all she had in her house was like frozen and pre-made shit.
I know.
Okay. Page 5823. Right, that. Those are all your text messages.
Oh yeah, I know, but I wasn't nice tonight either. Made me feel horrible. But no way was he getting away with that crap. Let him know that if he tries to sleep at all, he'll get another ice bath sometime before you leave for work and another when I get home. And I said, might want to toss the ice that is made into some Ziploc bags in the freezer tomorrow for if we need a bunch more.
You want to change your earlier answer?
No, because we never did it. Not that I mean, you can ask Paul, you can recall him, but I don't remember ever tossing it.
But your suggestion to him was, hey, we need to be ready to make more ice and using the ice baths, right?
That's what the text message said, but we never saved the ice.
So that was your intention, was to have a backup plan if you needed to have more ice, right?
That's what the text says.
And that was June 27th, June 27th. That was about a week before Timothy died, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's about 2 weeks after you were sent the text message with the picture that you didn't see.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes, Judge.
Sidebar, please.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, as much as I used to do this in private practice, so it was always tough to take breaks during examination, but as much as I hate to do it, I think it's a good time for a break right now. We've gone over an hour and 45 minutes, so we're going to take a little bit shorter than 15-minute break, and come back at 3:30.
Okie dokie. So let's remove this. This was 3. You know what we will get to, though? We will get to her fake little vomit session. So let's see how long this one is. I don't think this one's very long. Oh, hold on. Will it tell me how long this is? So this one's about 14 minutes, and then we'll get into a different one and see how far we get today. So, yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Vander Ark, I think we're just finishing up. I was talking about the ice bath with you. Again, your text was, let him know that if he tries to sleep at all, he'll get another ice bath sometime before you leave for work, and another when I get home. So let's break apart that sentence for just a moment if we can. And that was on March 27th. Right, so yeah, about 9.
Well, AJ, I was saying at the beginning of this, her foster parents actually punished her. I went into some of her background and her childhood history, and her foster parents actually punished her by giving her ice baths and feeding her bread with hot sauce on it. So clearly, she's getting some of this behavior out of some of the experiences that happened to her as a kid, because when she was with her actual biological family, she was the favorite of the family. I don't know why she chose Timothy to do this to, because all of her other kids that we know of, I'm not quite sure about Paul, but they seem okay. But I also heard some things about Nolan, that he did some stuff to Timothy as well. So
days or so before Timothy passes away. Let him know that if he tries to sleep at all, let's start there. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning.
you hear that?
You're saying he is not allowed to go to sleep, right?
Yes, sir.
So 3 o'clock in the morning, your 15-year-old child is not allowed to be sleeping. And if he does, he gets an ice bath, right?
Yes, sir.
And he'll get another ice bath, i.e. there's already been an ice bath prior to this text being sent, correct?
No, sir. That was, it would be one and then another, is what it says.
Okay, well, let me read it again and make sure maybe I misread it. Let him know that if he tries to sleep at all, he'll get another ice bath sometime before you leave for work, and another when I get home. There's 2 anothers in there, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
The first another refers to the first ice bath. In other words, there's already been an ice bath, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not questioning the what's in the text, but I don't know.
And then sometime before Paul leaves for work, he'll get another ice bath, and then another one when you get home. So 2 ice baths, in addition to the one he's already had, right?
If that's what it says.
That's for the crime of sleeping.
I don't know what the original, whatever happened before that.
But you know what it was to get him to not do another one, right?
Yes, sir.
Let him know that if he tries to sleep at all.
That's what it says, yes, sir.
Might want to toss the ice that is made into some Ziploc bags in the freezer tomorrow for if we need a bunch more. I think that kind of speaks for itself. We'll move on. Let me show you a change from May 9th, 2022. This is pages 5348. 5348. Sorry, 5347. So give me just a second. Okay, start at page 5340. This is from May 9th. I don't think you need to read the top one. That's Paul's message. Go ahead and start reading there. From May 9th, 2022.
What is daddling anyway? Please make sure Timothy goes into his room with the alarm on when you leave. I should be home not too long after you go, as long as you before you go. And please let me know where you put the alarm when you leave.
All right, let me stop you right there. This is May 9th. And again, you're referring to an alarm, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This
All right.
is okay.
Go ahead.
I know what that's
referring. Let's keep going. Sorry.
KK, thanks. YW, you're welcome. I logged out of that for you, but you will not be allowed to have any devices tomorrow before work unless you manages to get everything done I assign to M standards, which will not be easy. I'm not sure what part of Timothy going nowhere but the bathroom without being watched closely, but he stole a bunch more of the Easter basket today and hid the wrappers behind the washer and dryer because he obviously wasn't washed as he should have been.
Okay, so this point on May 9th, you're saying that Timothy needs to be watched if he goes everywhere except for the bathroom, right?
He needs to be watched, yes, sir.
For committing the crime of what?
We had a combined Easter basket that year, and so I had divvied it out between everybody, and he stole some that was with cheese, and I don't remember if it was Paul's or mine, but he'd already had his portion of it.
So taking candy from an Easter basket means that he gets watched and can't have any privacy anywhere except the
I bet he didn't have any of that Easter basket, poor baby.
bathroom, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep going.
It was a star. What part of watching Timothy closely was unclear? Sheesh.
Let me stop you right there. What part of watching Timothy was unclear? Why was it that you believed at that point that Paul wasn't watching Timothy?
I was correcting. It's the little star. I was correcting.
It's so Simi. That was also my thing, is that I felt in a way that it's hard for me to take up for him, because he could have said no, he could have gotten help, he could have taken Timothy to a hospital. There's so many options that Paul could have made and decisions he could have made, and he didn't. Now, I also know that he was under a camera, under watch constantly. He was under his mother's thumb constantly. He craved his mother's love, affection, approval, everything. Like, that was his, like, that's all that he was living for. And I believe that since a young age, she was grooming him. I also believe that he was abused by her. I also, because of the relationship she had with her father, and if you missed that in the beginning, I'm also going to be reading some more of that at the end. I wonder what kind of relationship they actually had. It really does make me wonder. Everything I say here is alleged. These are not facts. But something makes me feel like there's just a little bit more that's not right there. So you should be asked to do that stuff by your parent. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not taking up for him. Just like the judge said, he's like one step away from being a psychopath, and I absolutely believe that. Yep. Jinx, Mark. Jinx. Like I said, I truly do believe that. But was he made that way? Because I don't think he was born that way. You know what I mean? Like, I think our environments can shape us and brainwash us, and anyways.
What, where was it? Usually if I use the star like that, it was for, to correct something that Siri messed up or something I messed up. I'm not sure. I've only got these messages. I'm not sure.
Okay, but the part that you read there said what again?
What part of watching Timothy closely was unclear? Sheesh.
Great. So you were upset at that point that Paul wasn't watching Timothy closely, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the only way you would know that Paul wasn't watching Timothy closely enough is if you were also watching Timothy closely enough, correct?
I don't know at that point. I don't know. Somehow I found out about the Easter basket. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we must have been at a baseball game. It was 6:20 p.m., 6:43 p.m. So yeah, I must have been watching him from.
You must have been watching. You were absolutely watching them at all times from every angle of the house, from all cameras that you had set up to your little phone. I'm sure that you were constantly down here or on your watch or whatever device you had. You were watching them 24/7 because you would be texting and calling Paul like, hey, why is he doing this? Why aren't you watching him? You said you were going to do this. Why are you playing a video game? Why are da-da-da-da? Because she's watching them constantly. The boy couldn't go to the bathroom without being watched.
So you're at a baseball game for G, and you're watching
Play dummy
Timothy and
with
Paul
me.
to make sure Paul's watching Timothy closely enough. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember all this text exchange?
No, sir, I don't.
You don't remember this at all?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Free.
Okay, there's no way that was today, Mama. Don't blame me. He
That's
literally.
Paul, right?
Yes.
But that's Paul, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He literally never had the opportunity to steal anything. I made sure of that.
Response to that is?
When he was putting clothes on my bed, he did actually. And watch, it's ye tone with me. Should have been the, not ye.
Right.
So
you knew that Timothy had done something when he was putting clothes away?
Yes,
right?
sir.
And the only way you would know that is by monitoring the cameras, right?
Yes, sir. I never gave him permission to even set foot in your room. I swear he must have done it when I went to the bathroom.
Okay, go on.
He's trying to get me in trouble here,
This
Mom.
is all Paul, right?
Yeah, this is Paul.
Okay.
And I told him to go to his room when I did. I brought him downstairs with me so his sneaky butt escaped. I watched him go into his room.
And what's your response there?
I said he said he never asked, but I've mentioned before you need to take him downstairs when you go to the bathroom so he can't escape. Yes.
Let me just say I think we could stop there. You don't remember sending these text messages?
No, sir.
No memory from this time period?
No, sir.
Because of all the blackouts, all the tunnel vision, all the PTSD, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He said he never asked, but I've mentioned before you need to take him downstairs when you go to the bathroom so he can't escape. That was what you said, though, right?
Yes, sir.
You actually used the phrase escape in relation to your 15-year-old child.
Apparently, yes, sir.
As if he was some prisoner.
No, sir.
Well, who else needs to escape but a prisoner? I'll withdraw that. May 9th, right?
Yeah, that's what it said.
You don't remember that at all?
No, sir.
When was Mother's Day 2022?
I don't remember, Ross.
If I told you it was May 8th, would you have reason to doubt that?
No, sir, not at all. I'm waiting.
Mr. Johnson was asking you, and you were very eager to tell him about something that you remembered happening on sometime just after Mother's Day, right?
Correct.
That Timothy got on a scale and weighed 108 pounds.
104.
104 pounds. I'm sorry. I'm glad you corrected me. Wrote it down as 104 pounds, right? It's amazing your memory is that.
That's crazy because I am 5'2" and last year I weighed 98 pounds due to my medication. I'm back up to 105. So, and I believe towards the end of everything, he was like, what was it? Lulu, good to see you. Yay. You made it finally. He was at such a low weight. Like it's really sad. Yeah, Simi. Good to see you, Lulu. I'm glad you came. Yeah, Simi, you're tall. Like I'm short.
That good that you can remember what your son weighed sometime after May 8th, but you can't remember talking about having him escape. Would you care to explain that to the jury?
Yes, sir. That happened with PTSD, with everything else that was going on. I would, especially when I got stressed, it would, the tunnel vision, I mean, I can't, for lack of a better term, blacking out. Pretty much any time my stress level went up. And it wasn't up that day that we did the weigh the dog.
So you can't remember all of these text messages about the ice baths and the hot sauce and the zip ties and the handcuffs, but you remember over 18 months ago that your son weighed 108 pounds sometime after Mother's Day 2022, correct?
104, yes, sir.
104.
Well,
Oh, she knows exactly. No, sir, it was 104. I don't remember any of that other stuff. But let me correct you, it was 104 to be exact. She's so full of shit. Can I please order in the court? I still need to get better speakers and a camera so you guys can actually hear that. Correction. Yeah. Yeah. This woman, or no, she's not a woman.
You got it down. You're right.
He made
4 pounds.
a comment that just things like that will stick out to me sometimes. And when he couldn't pick the dog up, bear in mind this is a service dog in training, so he's used to getting commands. And Timothy, I remember he put his hands on his hips and looked at Sharma and said, "Next time you get to pick me up." And the dog tilted his head like, "I don't understand that command." And that struck me. It sticks in my head. I don't know why, but that sticks in my head.
What day was it?
I don't know what day of the week it was, sir. It was during the week.
But how long after Mother's Day was it?
I don't remember, sir. I know the reason I know it was after Mother's Day is because Mom, my mother-in-law, for probably the last 4 or 5 years, as a Mother's Day gift, has given me cherry tomato plants and then miniature cucumber plants, and I keep them in like plant bags.
A Mother's Day gift. Oh, Hunty, you gotta be a mother first. Now, can we get those Mother's Day gifts back, please, and distribute them among mothers who deserve them? She doesn't even deserve that title. It's demon lady.
I'm more land of black thumb, I admit it, but I've managed to keep these alive pretty well. And I had just when I came upstairs to weigh the dog, I had just gone downstairs and checked on my plants. So the plants were outside then. So I know it was after Mother's Day. I just don't know when.
Plants never missed a feeding then, did they? I'm judging you.
He said the plants never missed a feeding, though, did they? Good job, sir. I love me a snarky attorney. A snarky judge, a snarky attorney.
What's argumentative about it? She's proud of herself and plants left. Plants never missed a feeding.
Mr. Roberts, it's an irrelevant question. So, sustain.
So your testimony is Timothy weighed 104 pounds sometime after May 9th, correct?
Yes, sir.
That doesn't look anything like 104 pounds, does it?
No, sir.
And that's not even a month. That's
Oh. We're about to get a performance of a lifetime, you guys. Are you guys ready? This is what we've all been waiting for. Are you ready? Buckle up.
barely a month after May 9th, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I lose weight very quickly. I'm assuming he got that from me.
And again, the response to this was give him Brett, right?
That's what the text message says, yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson asked you about the some text messages back and forth between you and Paul during the ice bath, the last day, the day before Timothy died. And you were observing that ice bath from work, right?
I glanced in on it. I wasn't observing the whole time. I couldn't.
You weren't observing the entire time?
Not the entire.
I glanced in. I took a glance. Just a tiny little peek. I wasn't really paying attention.
Time. I glanced in on it.
Whenever you'd send a text message, you were also looking at the camera, weren't you?
No, I wanted Paul to think I was.
Let's see. Mr. Johnson asked you if you remember the text about, honestly, tell me if you think this is all fake. Remember that?
Vaguely.
You vaguely remember that text?
Yes, sir.
So you can remember the text where it tries to provide you with a defense to this, but you can't remember any of the horrible things that you did to Timothy. Is that your testimony here today?
Oh, she's like, oh, how do I answer that?
I don't have any control over what I can remember and what I don't, sir.
Do you recall Paul's testimony yesterday about what he did in response to that photograph that he sent you and about saying we really need to feed him, Mama? I think we actually need to feed him, I believe is the actual text.
Yes, sir. I remember his testimony.
And what was his testimony?
That he gave him peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I guess he cooked him some eggs.
That was the first time you'd heard about that, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And that was not his instructions, was it?
No, sir, but that was fine. I had no problem with that.
Well, why didn't you just tell him to make him some eggs in the first place then?
Because I didn't think of it. I was in the middle of something.
I think we...
Oh, you didn't think to tell your older son to feed your child food? You didn't think to feed your child?
You actually need to start feeding him, and the only thing you can come up with, instead of Paul thinking to give him scrambled eggs, is give him spread. That's all you could think of.
I literally could not.
I mean, I don't know. I was in the middle of something. I wouldn't have thought of eggs anyway, not in the middle of the day.
You said that you would, the punishments, and I guess this 3 o'clock in the morning one about not letting him sleep or he gets an ice bath, so he's got to be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. You said that was because...
I got something here.
Lie detector test.
Oh.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
He would keep you guys up in the middle of the night or wake you up in the middle of the night?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And again, you did really well on the logic and reasoning portion of the LSAT exam. Can you explain the reasoning behind keeping somebody awake when they're keeping you awake?
To show them how it feels.
But they're already awake, aren't they?
It made sense to me, sir. That's now that you ask it, but it doesn't seem to make sense. But it made sense to me at the time.
You didn't actually mean that as punishment. That was just out of spite. You were just angry with Timothy for keeping you awake, weren't you?
No, it was meant as a punishment, sir.
But it's also a punishment for yourself because you have to stay awake as well, don't you?
I don't sleep much anyway. Sorry.
I don't even remember. Hold on. Let me see what sound effects I do have right now. I can't, for some reason, I can't hear all of them. You guys can, but I can. So I have...
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Lie detector test determined that was a lie. Brother,
An hour later.
Need some milk.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying. Why?
I forgot about that one. Oh my god. You know, I can add more too. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay.
Or Paul.
So I was a little ahead of myself. Now we're about to get to where I thought we were gonna get to.
Stay awake, right?
Yes, sir. Paul's an insomniac as well.
You testified that you gave Timothy a warm bath the night before he passed away, that last night, July 5th. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
That was the first time you told anybody connected to this case that you'd done that, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You never told the police officers you did that, did you?
No, sir.
I imagine a warm bath sounds just like, it's just what it sounds like, right? You got him, you took him to the bath, you put a warm bath for him, and you put him in the bathtub, right?
Yes, sir.
This is hours before he dies, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh. All right, here we go. I think this is moment of truth. Dean, you're about to miss it. You're about to miss it. Ah, fuck. Dan.
You look like that when you put them in the bathtub?
There she is, fake throwing up. There's her little fake performance. Everybody give her an Emmy. Can I get some trophies in the chat? See if I can find, oops, some trophies.
Sorts. Got it. All this. Yes, Shanda Vander Ark. Do we have a
She wasn't barfing the whole time. She saw her son all day, every day, looking the way that he did, punishing him the way that she did, torturing him the way that she did. But all of a sudden, she sees a picture in court and she, like, ma'am, get a hold of yourself. Stop acting like a fool. Exactly, Simi. Thank you. Stop. Somebody give her an Emmy. She needs an award. Let's finish with this and go on to the next.
Yeah, correct. Please rise.
Please rise. Because bitch can't do anything for the rest of the day.
Sir Robert, you can continue.
All right. So that was that one. Let's see. What do I have? We can get into another one. That was 4. So we still have 5 and 6. 5. Let me look at my notes because I've got it. Yeah, puke on the prairie break. That was amazing. So we're looking at about, if I did my math right, we're looking at about 45 more minutes. And that's, I think, with the sentencing. I'm not sure. So we'll just get into 4.
Ouch, I haven't seen it.
And if you guys are tired of it, we'll just stop at some point. Best part of the trial is Simi, I couldn't agree more. I watched it again. I think it was yesterday. I was finishing up all the screen recording and I watched it again and I was just like, oh, a judge who has my heart. If every judge could be like this one, I swear. Because he didn't even have to say much throughout the entire trial. He wasn't like barbaric. He wasn't unfair. He wasn't an ass. He was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and listen to everything. But then at the end, he's like, bam, he gets her, man, and he gets her in such a like professional, like, I don't know. Just like he's got this demeanor about him. It's amazing. Let me see how much of this is there. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Remove. That's not the right one. Video file.
Have you seen it? Sir
Oh, no. So this one's 45 minutes.
You may be seated. Sir Roberts, you can continue.
Thank you. Before we get back to the question I originally asked Ms. Vander Ark,
The snarky DA did an amazing job nailing her to the wall. Absolutely. Yes.
you just obviously had quite a visual reaction there to the jury, a physical reaction in front of the jury looking at those photographs. That's not the first time you've seen these photographs, though, is it?
No, sir.
No.
In fact, you sat in this very courtroom not even a week ago on Friday when we had a hearing about those photographs and looked at those photographs, didn't
I
you?
did not look at them last week,
Yes.
sir.
You didn't look at them last week?
No, sir, I did not.
But you've looked at them before, haven't you?
It was, I think it was at the prelim, and I gagged that day too. It just wasn't as bad.
Didn't throw up, though.
She's so full of shit. Ain't this perjury? Add on some more. She's already got life without parole. I know that she's trying to get a new trial, but just go on ahead and just for this bullshit right here, add some more. Take away some commissary. No honey buns for this bitch.
No, it wasn't as bad.
So if there's video from that hearing that we had last week where you thumbed through the photographs, including the autopsy photos, without vomiting, do you just not remember that as well?
We didn't have the autopsy, we didn't have those photos over at our table, sir. It won't be on the video, I can promise you that.
Well, then I'll return to my original question. Those 3 photographs depict your son hours after you supposedly put him in a warm bath. Did he look like that when you put him in the warm bath, but for the fact that he was alive?
I did not look at him, sir. He was 15. I tried to give him his privacy. It may sound lame, but I intentionally look away. That's why Paul did most of his baths, is because he's 15 and I didn't think that was appropriate.
So you didn't put him in the bath?
Hold on. And get the frick out of here, because you thought it was inappropriate, yet you had a motion sensor camera in the bathroom. So not only did he get watched while taking a shower or bath, while I doubt a shower because the poor boy couldn't stand. So his little ice baths, you were watching him because there was no shower curtain. And then you had the camera, which would move. So when he was going number 1 or number 2, you were also watching him. So everything that she says is just bullshit. She's a deranged, disgusting. And when I tell you her family history here in a little bit, it'll all make sense. It'll all make sense. Her father, and her sister had a very strange home dynamic.
Tub?
No, he was already in the tub. I just looked.
Did you get him out of the tub?
I don't remember. I think so later that night. I would assume so.
Later that night? How long was he in the tub?
Well, night to me is any time after work, so.
Okay. How long was he in the tub?
I don't think it was long after I got home, but I don't know.
And again, you didn't tell the police officers this when they talked to you about what had happened the night before, did you?
I don't remember. Apparently I didn't.
Well, so you don't remember what you told the police officers?
I remember part of it, but if you say I didn't tell them, then I trust your word there.
If you told the police officers that you noticed he was skinny, so you made him some bread and put some butter on it and watched him eat 3/4 of it and then sent him to bed, does that refresh your recollection about what you told the officers?
I hear what you're saying. I don't remember saying it, but.
So you don't remember saying those things to the police officer?
No, sir.
And those things clearly didn't happen, did they?
No, sir.
How did he get into his room that night?
I don't remember, sir.
Last page of the text messages. You can go ahead and read that very top text message, please.
Please set your alarm for 6 a.m. I ended up dragging him back to his small room because I wasn't going to risk him having access to the tub or other things overnight. He's still trying to be stupid, but I will tell you more tomorrow while I take you to work, describing how many different ways I proved that he's still faking. He's still doing it, though. It's beyond ridiculous.
I ended up dragging him back to his small room because I wasn't going to risk him having access to the tub or other things overnight. The plan was for him to sleep in the bathroom, wasn't it?
I don't remember, sir. I know that in the text message, but if that's what the text message says.
Okay. And you had to drag him back to the small room. Again, the small room being the closet, right?
Yes, sir.
Supposedly that he wanted to sleep in.
Yes, sir.
But you had to drag him there. Why was that?
Well, dragging, that could be anywhere from grabbing a hold of an arm and because someone's not being cooperative.
The small room, the closet, I've shown you guys pictures and videos of that. If for some reason you guys want to see, I don't advise it. Some of us here have. I'm not going to show it, but if for some reason you guys want to see Timothy in that closet, still alive, I have those. You can find them on TikTok, the videos. But I wouldn't advise it. He looks like a Holocaust victim. It's really bad.
That can be a range of things, sir, so I don't know what I was referring to there.
You've seen the video, haven't you?
No, sir. I haven't seen any videos.
Do you need your memory refreshed about him getting back in the small room that night?
No, sir. I mean, like I said, I'll take I don't remember actually doing it.
Did you physically pull him into the room that night?
Yes, sir. I mean...
And did you push him down onto the ground so that he was laying?
She did, and she positioned his head and said, "Don't move, because if you do, we'll know," because she had zip-tied motion sensor things all over his body, including his neck. Not strangling him or anything, but they were there, so he could not move.
And facing the camera?
If that's what it shows, then yes, sir.
And did you position his face towards the camera?
If that's what it shows,
And did you tell him that he owes you the biggest apology on the face of the earth, and then maybe he can get out to go to the bathroom?
If that's what it shows, sir, I don't remember.
And did you return a little while later because he had rolled over away from the camera so that you couldn't see him on camera?
If that's what it shows, I don't remember any of this.
And did you tell him you don't need to open your mouth every time you breathe, dummy, and then hold his mouth shut?
I don't know what I said, sir. I mean, I'll take your word for that's what the video
Oh, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's play the video for it.
Sir, that's not necessary. That's what you're saying it shows. I believe you. I'm not...
So you're acknowledging that the night before Timothy died, hours before he died, you dragged him, looking like that, back into his small room, positioned him in front of a camera, told him he owed you an apology, then came back later because he rolled over away from the camera and held his mouth closed and said, "See, you don't have to open your mouth when you breathe, dummy." You're acknowledging you did those things.
If that's what the camera shows, yes, sir.
You didn't put him in a warm bath that night, did you?
Yes, sir, I did.
But you had to drag him away from it?
If that's what it says, I know that I know he had a...
And I have seen that exact video that he's talking about, the you don't need to breathe, you don't need to use your nose or mouth to breathe or something like that. It's horrific. She's an absolute monster.
Hoodie on.
You said the locks on the refrigerator were there because he got into the refrigerator, and if I heard your testimony correctly, he ate a pound of frozen hamburger?
Yes, sir. That was back.
And a bag of chicken nuggets?
A frozen bag of chicken nuggets, yes, sir.
And frozen hamburger?
Yes, sir. The hamburger was not frozen, it was refrigerated.
But frozen chicken nuggets?
Frozen chicken nuggets and raw bacon.
And raw bacon?
Yes, sir.
Frozen raw bacon?
No, it was in the refrigerator.
The frozen stuff was the chicken
Nuggets, that was the only frozen, yes, sir.
Did you think he had an affinity for frozen food?
I didn't know the only thing he ate frozen was the chicken nuggets.
Is that why you sent a text message to Paul while he was in the ice bath at 3:43 that afternoon and said, "Oh, okay, crazy thought. Tell him if he actually sits up by himself and stays sitting up, he will get some pizza rolls. Don't tell him it's only 2, and I'm okay if they are frozen rather than cooked." Why'd you send that text message?
I don't know.
Don't remember that even either?
No, sir.
So you're not worried about him eating frozen pizza rolls if he sits up?
If that's what it says.
You've heard it read several times.
Yes,
You're not
sir.
doubting that's what it says, right?
Yes, sir.
Just another one of those memories that you just gone from your head, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you told Detective Peasky that the reason the locks were on the refrigerator is because he would get into them and he'd leave the doors open, that was a lie, wasn't it?
No, that was also true. He did that as well.
How does putting locks on fix that problem?
He can't get into it then, so it doesn't get left open.
Oh,
No,
so,
he was the only
so
one.
you admit that he was not allowed access to the refrigerator or the freezer or to the pantry?
As far as the refrigerator and freezer, after we put the locks on.
He couldn't get into them, could he?
No, not after that.
And the pantry had an alarm on it as well, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
Okay. We'll move on. We can circle back to that one. Let's talk about some of the other things that you told Detective Peasky. You told Detective Peasky that long after the stroke happened in January, Timothy went on a hunger strike. That was a lie, wasn't it?
Not long after, and no, that was not a lie, that was the truth.
He went on a hunger strike.
Yes, sir, he did. It wasn't immediately, but it was within a few days.
And a hunger strike is refusing to eat, right?
Yes, sir.
So he's refusing to eat food not long after your husband has his stroke, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you don't need to put locks on the refrigerator and the freezer, do you? If he's refusing to eat.
He stopped. He started eating again.
He started eating again, so then you decided he's been on a hunger strike, he's eating again, so now we better lock up the food.
No, I did the locks to protect him because he could have killed himself eating the chicken nuggets. I didn't put the locks on after he did the hamburger or the bacon, but the chicken nuggets, it was raw chicken.
Chicken nuggets are cooked, aren't they? They're pre-cooked.
Are they? I didn't even think about that.
Oh, Jesus. Frozen nuggets are cooked. It's not raw chicken. But this is the lady that passed the bar. Wow. Okay.
But it's okay if he has a frozen pizza roll or two if he sits up, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. February 18th, 2022. Find out what he has snuck right the heck now. Because I know he has snuck all stuff since you weren't doing what you were supposed to. What do you mean you didn't know he was awake? You both should have been awake at 10:30. I am not happy. You know he wasn't just sitting there. Check the brownies in the kitchen. Check everything not locked away. Check where the flipping keys have been. So starting February, you had to lock up all the food. Make sure he's not getting into the brownies, right?
And all of the food was never locked. There's no pictures of it, but one of the lower cupboards had quite a bit of canned food in it. And he actually would get into that and eat stuff out of cans as well. But there was never a lock on that lower cupboard. I don't know if I know they took pictures of it because I showed it to them.
So he had access to one cupboard of food?
Using raw chicken as a
The pantry wasn't locked the whole time, I know that.
But there were times the pantry was locked or had an alarm on it, wasn't there?
There was no alarm, I never got one for the pantry. I've heard the text messages, I don't remember there being a lock on the pantry, but I've heard
228, check his breath. I can almost guarantee he's eaten something. He was chewing on something when he walked downstairs. You and I will be talking about this on a later date when we're both home. Paul's response, yes, he grabbed some chips. I know. So he wasn't allowed to eat chips on 228 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Couldn't have some chips, right?
I mean, I don't know what happened in that situation.
Well, you didn't say, make sure he didn't get into the frozen chicken nuggets because it might kill him.
You're a stupid aunt. Okay? I'm a stupid aunt. Thank you for that. Appreciate you.
He
Moving
said,
on.
find out what he's been into, and Paul says he's been into chips. Right?
That's what it says, yes, sir.
So I imagine the next text message then is, oh, great, that's fine, he can have some chips.
Well, no, the point of it was he was sneaking things. He knew better.
Couldn't have chips.
It wasn't that
He wouldn't have to sneak things if you just fed the baby food like a normal person. Like, come on. And even still, like I've said before, like people, like kids just snuck food and candy and Pop-Tart, like cookies and ice cream and woke up in the middle of the night. Like I did that. Like, come on. It's not a bad thing to do. Christian. I don't know who Christian's talking to. But I guess I'm a stupid aunt.
couldn't have chips. It was that he would sneak things. It was dishonest.
How would he earn getting chips?
He didn't have to earn them. All he had to do was ask.
Lies. Oh my God. Again with the lies.
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I was trying to teach him not to sneak. He snuck. It wasn't just food. He would sneak in the garage. He would sneak toys. He snuck around and messed with his baby brother's homeschooling materials. I've got like flashcards and stuff for him. He messed with those and got them all out of order.
March 4th is around the time that you acknowledged that he was in zip cuffs. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but I don't think we clarified your final text message where you said, you know what? We will start cutting off the ends once they are tight, so he can't do that. Is that one of the can't remember texts too?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. March 19th. Okay, that only makes partial sense. What did he grab? LOL. Paul's response, I don't know, chips or something small he had in his pocket. Okay, tell him he just restarted his not eating again. That was you. March 19th. Tell him he's just restarted his not eating again. So he took chips. So the punishment for that is now he's not allowed to eat anything again, right?
If that's, I don't remember, sir.
Don't remember that one. Okay.
Thank you, Simi.
Talking about the punishment outside, Paul says, wall sits question mark, and then you say, push him until it looks like he is about to fall over, please. That was for running up and down the stairs, wasn't it, on April 14th?
If that's what it says, yes, sir.
So you wanted Paul to run him up and down the stairs until he was ready to fall over.
That's what the text says.
What crime had he committed to warrant being physically driven until you fall over?
I have no idea, sir.
April 18th. He managed to come upstairs, yank the locks off of both the freezer and the pantry without you noticing, and he stole a bunch of crap that squished and rattled and did all sorts of stuff, and you slept through everything. KK, no devices until tomorrow, at least my...
For the ones of you that have seen that video, how would that even be possible? Because you've seen how much muscle that baby has, and it's 0 to none. So, seriously.
Lunch other than messaging, until at least my lunch other than messaging me, which would be very little. Remember that?
I don't remember it, no, sir.
So, but if the text message said he yanked the locks off the pantry, then there were locks on the pantry as of April 18th, right?
Apparently.
$4.26, almost freaking caught him again. I want all the fruit in the fridge, freezer, or pantry, and those locked. So locking up all the food again on April 26th, correct?
Well, the cupboard still was never locked.
And what was in the cupboard?
A bunch of canned stuff. There's a bunch of cans in there.
Bunch of cans in there?
Yeah.
So you're okay with him getting into a bunch of canned stuff?
I mean, he got into it all the time.
So what, do you go to the drawer, get a can opener, open up the can, put it on the stove, warm the stuff up?
No, he didn't. He would eat it straight out of the can.
But that doesn't worry you.
Weird. Huh?
That didn't worry you?
Well, when I discovered it, it did, but I just never put anything on that cupboard.
How did he get it out of the can? Because I know he didn't have the strength to use a can opener.
So what caused this almost freaking caught him? I want all the food in the fridge and the freezer, the pantry, those locked up, April 28th.
I have no idea, sir. Without having it in there, I don't know what caused it.
It's likely related to the text before that, isn't it?
I don't know.
He keeps pulling his arms down, and that doesn't set off the camera alarm, so please watch him for that. Well, why did he have his arms up?
He was standing against the wall with his arms on his head.
So he'd have to do that for long periods of time, right?
Stand there, but he didn't have to have his arms up the whole time, but I'd set a time limit on how long he had to have his arms up.
And you're either watching or watching an alarm to make sure his arm doesn't go down, right?
From the sound of it.
The response to you about from Paul about locking up the food, it's just he pulled the pantry door lock. What do you mean he just pulled it? Did he take it off? Paul says, yes, that part that attaches to the wall is dangling right now due to sticky locks. Okay, get another one on it right away. Last I saw, they were on the floor in a bag in my room. And you need to make him run up and down the stairs a ton for that, even in the cold and rain. So trying to take some food, not in his cabinet full of canned goods, and pulling the alarm, the pantry lock off, means he doesn't get food, it all gets locked away, and he has to run the stairs, even in the cold and rain, right?
And being deceitful and sneaking.
He was deceitful and sneaky a lot, wasn't he?
Yes, sir, he was.
Did it ever occur to you it's because he was hungry?
Yeah! Did it ever occur to you it was because he was hungry?
It was that way well before there was issues, well before the stroke. I mean, we always had issues with him over that. His stepmom warned me about that.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Well before you said well before the issues. What issues?
Before his first hunger strike, before any of this, he was extremely sneaky.
Did it ever occur to you that this is not the way to deal with a person who's been on a hunger strike? Locking up their...
I told y'all, she just blames this whole thing on him, and still to this day, in her 2 new hearings, she's still blaming it on him. Even after her sentencing and everything, she still takes no accountability whatsoever.
Food, locking up their access to food, punishing them when they try to take food? Did that ever occur to you with your brilliant legal mind, as it was, that wasn't a good idea?
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking.
April 27th, Timothy is no longer allowed anywhere near the fridge, freezer, or pantry, or any other place where food is. So now it sounds like he can't even get into his cabinet full of canned goods, right?
I mean, that's what it said. We never there was never a lock on that.
But he wasn't allowed near it.
I mean, if that's what it says, I don't...
That was April 27th. Just a few days before, somehow he manages to be 104 pounds, which, as we've heard from the testimony this morning, is still a good 30 pounds under average weight, right?
Well, my kids most of them are slim. Paul is 6'1" and 130. He doesn't even hit the 134 for a 5'8" person. And I lose weight extremely easily, so at 104, he looked average.
February 14th, I may need some help with it, but I am about to get a lock for the pantry door and a lock for the fridge and both freezers. And then we won't leave any food out of those areas, and he won't have access to unlock those. Okay, Paul's response. Your response, if you disagree, please say so, but he is not going to win this. I may need some help with it, but I'm about to...
Win what? What are we winning? Who's winning what? Like, I can't comprehend it. Help me understand. Please explain. I'll wait.
That's the same. So you were bound and determined that he wasn't going to win and get food without asking for permission first, weren't you? Even if that meant locking up all the food.
No, sir, I was bound and determined he would stop being deceitful and sneaky.
He is not going to win this.
Because he was being stubborn. He kept sneaking. He snuck stuff. We found out, actually, it was well before the stroke. Paul discovered it. This was before his first hunger strike. I mean, before anything. Paul went down to the downstairs bathroom one day, and I want to say it was at least 3 cupboards, if not 4 across. And I guess he'd opened one of the cupboards, and Timothy had snuck a bunch of stuff. I mean, there was wrappers and cans and all sorts of stuff. He did that. I mean, that was, I don't remember if it was before or after my oldest son's wedding, but it was around that time.
And again, your response to all of this, rather than to seek some professional help for him, because of these eating issues that he apparently has, is to restrict even further his access to food, right? And then watch his every move on a camera or with a motion sensor or with an alarm, right?
My response was to try to prevent him from being deceitful and sneaky.
April 28th, do you want to have just the one on the pants for tonight? When I leave, you will have to have both of them on so it doesn't get away with anything. So by April 28th, you were putting multiple alarms on this person, weren't you?
If that's what it says, I didn't realize I even owned more than one. I only remember ordering one.
Okay, take off the arm one, but warn him that I will count how many times he moves his arm from the camera picking it up, and he'll be doing stairs for that tomorrow. That's at 11 o'clock in the evening on 4/28. So you're watching to see how many times he moved his arm when he was...
The same, Photon. Like, please, if you're hungry, have anything that you want, I will cook it for you. I don't care, but like, she's just awful and evil. Like, I don't understand how people can be like this.
in his room?
How many times he dropped his... Was he in his room?
I don't know. You tell me. I wasn't there. All I can do is read you the text message. It says, "Kay, take off the arm one," referencing back to the alarms, "but warn him that I will count how many times he moves his arm from the camera picking it up, and he will be doing stairs."
And this is a great prosecutor.
For that tomorrow.
That
He's not sneaking around there, is he?
No, he was up against the wall and he was supposed to have his arms on his head for a certain amount of time.
Okay, so at 11 o'clock at night, he's supposed to be up against the wall, and you want to make sure that he knows you're going to know how many times he moves his arm, and if it's not satisfactory, he gets to do stairs for that the next day.
Yes, sir, apparently.
April 29th. What did he eat? I ate my burger already. Paul's response, he ate the crust. You remember what your response was?
I don't remember. I heard it the other day, but I don't remember sending that.
Go try to make him throw up, please. That was your response, wasn't it?
If that's what it says.
Don't remember? I'm going to put that one in the don't remember.
I'm so tired of it. If that's what it says, like, just say yes or no. Like, I don't understand how hard that is. Yeah.
Like I said, unfortunately, between January and the time he passed away, I don't have a lot of memories in general.
Oh, here comes that fake crying again.
Of Gabriel, of G, of Timothy, of Paul. I know that there's times that I went over to my in-laws' house and I don't remember a lot of that. It's not just this.
So the crime he committed here, just so we're clear, wasn't sneaking frozen chicken nuggets or a bag of chips. It was eating the crust of what sounds to be an already half-eaten burger or an eaten burger. And your response to that is, go make him throw up, please.
If that's what it says, and the crime was, again, it's being sneaky and deceitful. It's never about it wasn't about the food. It was because he every time we turned around, he was sneaking something. It wasn't just food. He snuck toys. Like I said, he snuck batteries.
Okay, so
May 5th, did Timothy work hard enough to sleep tonight so you and I can both get some sleep? He will still have to work super hard tomorrow to earn the same, but wanted to ask about tonight first. Do you want to explain how that falls in with your statement that the reason he wasn't allowed to sleep was because he would keep you guys awake?
I actually do remember that. Timothy asked if he could trade off not getting to sleep for something else, and I had him doing chores.
Thank you.
There's a lot to unpack in that sentence,
I
so I think I'll just start at the end. So he had to ask for permission to sleep.
No,
right?
this was because he had kept us up. Like I said before, he had kept us up, so he wasn't going to get to sleep. And he asked if he could trade that punishment for another punishment.
How is that not having to ask for permission to go to sleep, Ms. Vander Ark?
It wasn't because it was a punishment. It wasn't anything about, he didn't have to ask.
Just block him. It's fine. I know who it is.
To go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll do something else if you let me sleep, right?
It was trading a punishment for a punishment. That's.
May 16th, where is Timothy? Paul's response, sorry, I was getting dressed. Timothy is on a 5-minute bathroom timer. Well, 4 now. And your response, why is he on a 5-minute timer? He doesn't get 5 minutes. He gets 60 seconds unless he needs to poop, then he gets 2 minutes. He only got to go to the bathroom for 1 minute or 2 minutes, depending on what he had to do?
I don't remember. I didn't.
Simi, it's okay. You could just block him. Don't worry about it. They probably weren't blocked. They're probably just starting shit. I know who it is.
I don't remember ever enforcing that, but obviously I sent it. But
Doesn't that strike you as, with everything else that happens, it's just cruel and unusual to tell a child, heck, to tell anybody, that you only get a certain amount of time in the bathroom? That doesn't strike you as cruel?
I am, and you're just in time for some trolls. Yay!
Object to this being argumentative.
It's not argumentative.
It certainly is. It's argumentative. She can answer the question, but certainly the way it's phrased is an argument. There's no question here. It's an argument. You're the judge with a question mark at the end.
No, I really want to know if she thinks it's cruel to put somebody on a bathroom camera, Joe.
And the relevance of if she thinks it's cruel. It's simply argumentative, Judge. I don't think it's argumentative. It would tend to give some insight, I suppose, to her intent. If Mr. Johnson, you would like to clarify or have it clarify what her definition of cruel or unusual is so that we're all on the same page with the witness, that's fine. But I think the question can be asked so that the objection is overruled.
So your response to that, well, I want my question answered. Is it cruel to make a child go to the bathroom on a timer?
yes, sir.
Yes!
May 17th, before I left, when I was having you sign into the camera and turning on the sound for the camera so you would hear the alarm if it went off. And by the way, I told him yesterday that if he did that in the garage again, he would sleep in the garage for a night. So let him know that he would be doing that.
Pearl Fernandez, I think that's her last name. She's a pretty bad mother as well. She let her boyfriend do awful things to Gabriel, if you know that case.
As soon as the temperatures are safe enough for him to make him do it. So you were going to have him sleep in the garage for a night.
I actually remember that text message, and I was frustrated. I never would have done it, but I was frustrated. I type really fast, and I admit I have a bad habit of saying stuff when I'm upset and then calming down later and it being totally different. But I do remember that, and it never happened.
It didn't happen? What didn't happen? You didn't make him sleep in the garage?
No.
Oh. Yes, thank goodness for that. Same day, 12:53. Did he heat the pancake in a cup? Otherwise, it's just powder, and it's not safe to eat without being heated either. When it actually says, did he hear the pancake in the cup? I assume he meant heat the pancake in the cup, right? Do you remember this text exchange?
Vaguely.
And Paul's response, no, he just ate the powder. And your response, that could make him sick, the dummy. Tabasco in his mouth and make him swallow, and lots of it, and do it every 30 minutes until you leave.
The dummy? That's how you talk about your son? He doesn't know. He's never been taught any of this stuff, and he's starving. All he knows is that he sees food. He doesn't know how to cook it. He doesn't know that these things are going to make him sick.
This was May 17th. Do you remember this exchange?
I don't remember the Tabasco because I never called it. I said Tabasco.
Tabasco in the mouth and make him swallow, and lots of it, and do it every 30 minutes until you leave.
I don't remember that being a part of it. I remember part of the conversation, but I don't remember that part of it.
Well, Timothy obviously didn't like Tabasco, did he?
We didn't have any Tabasco sauce. That's why it doesn't make any sense. We had hot sauce, but we didn't have Tabasco sauce. That's
okay, so the punishment for eating pancake in a cup is Tabasco or some type of hot sauce in the mouth. Is that right?
Sneaking something dangerous. If that's what, I mean, if you're asking what he was punished for, it would be for sneaking.
You were concerned for his well-being.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's why you're having this text exchange, right?
Yes, sir.
You're really concerned for him at that point.
Yes, sir. Those pancakes in a cup had, if I remember correctly, it's been a while, but I think they had eggs in them.
That could make him sick, the dummy. Do you always refer to him as a dummy when you're worried about him?
No, sir. You can look at the text messages. I hardly ever said anything like that.
Ma'am.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
hardly ever said anything like that? It's not a good idea to call a child a dummy, is it?
I never would to him. I was frustrated, like I said.
Later on in that same text exchange, Paul says he also crapped himself. And your response is, what? In his pants? Seriously? Paul, I told him to take a 5-minute shower. Make him do the work in the garage with nothing on below the waist. Just make sure the garage door stays.
What the fuck? Make sure you give him work to do in the garage wearing nothing below the waist. How morbid is that? Oh, she only remembers the high octane sauce. Yeah. This woman's so evil. I mean, she was already, so I'm not religious or anything, but if this woman was close to hell, it was already here on earth. I don't know how much closer she can get to hell.
Closed. And then he can stand down against the wall with nothing on below the waist until you leave. Just please make sure G does not go downstairs at all while he's standing there like that.
She was so protective of G, little man, the younger son that was in the house, but did not care about Timothy whatsoever, had zero ounce of love for that child.
Break that up again. So make him do the work in the garage with nothing on below the waist. So his punishment for having an accident was that he had to do chores without pants and underwear on, right?
If that's what it says, I don't remember this.
That's pretty humiliating, isn't it?
I mean, he was by himself. It wasn't, I don't remember this at all, sir.
You don't remember that at all?
No, sir.
But you did have the presence of mind at that time that says, just make sure the garage door stays closed because you don't want anyone seeing him doing that, do you?
Well, I didn't want the garage door open ever because we had a lot of stuff out there. So.
And then he can stand against the wall with nothing on below the waist until you leave. So in addition to cleaning the garage, then he has to stand against the wall with no pants and underwear on, correct?
I mean, if that's what it says, I don't remember this.
Please make sure G does not go downstairs at all. Don't remember that either.
No, sir.
Didn't want, but you physically typed these words into your phone and sent them to Paul to make sure that G doesn't see Timothy like that, right?
Yes, sir.
His clothes need to be washed right away, but he gets to be without anything below the waist for a while today. Did he say why the heck he did that? And Paul's response is he said he didn't want to disturb anyone. He had to ask for permission to go to the bathroom, didn't he?
No, sir, not usually.
Yes, he did. Because how else was he going to get there? He had those sensor locks all over him. He had to ask permission to get any and everywhere. That, in the last days, probably weeks of his life, he was nothing but skin and bone. The poor baby couldn't even, lift himself up with his arm to even get up. And then he was just yanked out of the closet, super fast. I was afraid they broke him.
If he was on the wall, he did. Because he was supposed to be standing still.
Just the handcuff transactions, we've talked about that. So let's get back to your statement to to Detective Piesky. You didn't tell the detective about the warm bath, but you told him that you realized how skinny he was the night before and threatened to take him to the ER if he didn't eat. That's not true, is it?
No, sir.
And you didn't make him a piece of toast and give it to him and make him eat it, did you?
No, sir. I have no idea why I said that. I was traumatized. I actually didn't come out of the first month I was in jail. I wish the Lydia that used to work for the public defender's office visited me, and she said it was pretty obvious that I was under severe trauma. Mm-hmm. I didn't eat for my first month.
This was while they were searching your house on July 6th while you were sitting in your house?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you're thinking, ooh, I better come.
I would like to see her commissary records, because she looks like the type of bitch that eats Oreos and honey buns. And her saying that she didn't eat, I don't believe that. Not for a minute.
Yeah, he looked a little skinny last night, and I thought I should take him to the ER and then make some toast with butter on it and watched him eat it, and he walked away. None of that happened, did it?
No, I don't even remember that.
But you had the presence of mind to lie to the officer at the time when he was investigating.
Mark, right.
Like I said, I was traumatized. I don't know.
Right.
I don't remember this, sir.
He wouldn't come upstairs when she said goodnight. She walked down to the last couple of stairs and asked for a hug and a kiss. That didn't happen either, did it?
I don't remember. I mean, I would assume not, but I don't remember.
In fact, you're acknowledging that that video that shows you dragging him into a small room, looking like he does when he dies, calling him a dummy for breathing with his mouth open, is actually what you did to him the night before he died, right?
If that's what it shows.
If that's what it shows. Just say yes. Just say yes. It's gonna make you look, I mean, nothing can make you look good, but it's gonna make you look a little bit better than if that's what it shows. Like, come on, girl.
I don't remember, sir.
Your statement to Detective Peasky continues. She got ready for work in the morning and went to check on him. She said his name, but he did not respond. She put her hand on his chest and he was not breathing. She remembered her 20-year-old son, Paul, helping her get him off the bed. That was all a lie, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
You know where he was when you found him that morning, right?
In the closet.
In the small room. And prior to that, you told Officer Stefanich, well, it was about 5:30, he fell out of bed and I had to go and put him back into bed. Also a lie, right?
Yes, sir. I have no idea why I said that, sir. Like I said, I was traumatized.
You told Detective Peasky that Timothy stated he was on a hunger strike 2 weeks ago. This is 2 weeks before he dies. He goes on a hunger strike.
Yes, sir.
Did he go on a hunger strike?
Yes, sir, he did.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
Show me the text message between you and Paul where it says that he's on a hunger strike.
I don't know if I ever texted him about it, sir. We talked about it, but I never texted. I mean, if it's not in there, we didn't text.
Yes, she got LWAP, but she has requested a new trial, saying that her counsel was ineffective, and as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to get into Paul's short little trial and his sentencing, and then we're gonna, oh, Dan just sent me something, and then we're gonna get into her 2 new hearings, and we're gonna go over all that, and I'm checking every day to see if they've gotten approved. She's not gonna get approved for a new trial. There's no fucking way. That judge hates her.
About
and
everything.
You could tell by the way he speaks to her at her sentencing.
You never texted Paul about him being on a hunger strike.
No, I would have told him that in person. I wouldn't have said that over text message. That would have been important.
But Paul has to watch him for the day when you're not home, right?
Yes, sir.
So it'd be Paul's responsibility to get him some food, right?
Yes, sir.
So while he's on a hunger strike, instead of talking about the hunger strike, your response to that is give him 4 slices of bread with hot sauce on it, and if he eats them and waits 30 minutes, he can eat 4 without. Right?
I don't know what day that was, sir, if you're...
Well, let's find it and make sure.
I mean, we tried to, just because he wasn't eating, we tried to feed him. That was...
And the best solution you come up with is force him to eat the bread with hot sauce on it. That was the response to the hunger strike?
I don't remember. I mean, it wasn't, we tried to feed him. That's all I remember.
So when would that hunger strike have started?
End of June, late June.
Again, you never looked at the bone-thin photo to see what kind of condition he was in before he goes on this hunger strike, right?
No, sir.
And did it ever occur to you, like, he's on a hunger strike now? And I know Paul had sent me that text about You know, he's bone thin. I think we actually need to feed him. We need to actually feed him. It never occurred to you that maybe you should go back and look at that text message now and see what condition he was in at the time?
No, sir, when something's out of sight, it's out of mind. Once that's scrolled up, I don't scroll back to the text messages.
Out of sight, out of mind. That applies to Timothy as well, doesn't it?
That applies to a lot of things, sir. It's not just, I mean, if
Not
Little Man
just
wasn't,
Timothy.
no, if Little Man was not in front of me right then I wasn't necessarily thinking about him. Paul wasn't.
June 19th, you can do his bread with hot sauce at any time, though preferably sooner rather than later. Put more hot sauce on than you did yesterday, please. And he has to eat at least 3 slices with hot sauce, but he may have more as long as they have plenty of hot sauce on him. That was June 19th. Was he on his hunger strike then?
I would assume not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an exact date.
That was about 2 weeks before.
Well, I would think it wouldn't matter if they were being forced on him if he was on a hunger strike or not, right? If you're forcing these things on him, I mean, it doesn't really matter what he was doing, but he was never on a hunger strike, so it doesn't matter.
Or he passed away, and that's when you said the hunger strike started. Is that right?
Yes, sir. But
did it occur to you that the hunger strike was because he didn't enjoy eating bread with hot sauce on it?
did it occur to me? No, sir, because he did it way back in January, and that wasn't the case.
June 21st, how is everything? Did you make him eat his bread with hot sauce? Yeah, and that's when it's the, he gets 4 with hot sauce and then 4 more, 30 minutes. That was June 21st. You don't know if the hunger strike started there then?
I don't know, sir. Like I said, I can only guesstimate. That's... The only reason I remember the 3 weeks the first time around is because it was right after the stroke, and he started eating again before the end of January.
Right. Did you think he's on a second hunger strike now? I really need to get him some treatment for this.
Did I think along those lines? No, sir. He admitted to being, he told us very early on after the stroke that he was taking advantage of that because we didn't have the extra set of eyes with my husband, and he was being difficult. He actually, Timothy told me that his dad and stepmom used to let him get away with everything. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I've always been the stricter parent anyway, and
we don't have too much more of this to go, and then we'll call it for today.
Told me on multiple occasions that if he thought that if he pushed me hard enough that I would just quit making him do stuff and I wouldn't make him cooperate.
All right, well, here's an exchange from June 29th. Maybe this can shed some light on the hunger strike feeding situation. Trust me, I know he's thin. Trust me, I know he's thin. That was your text, no? Paul's, you sent
I
Paul
don't
that
remember the
right?
text, but I mean...
You don't remember that one either?
No, sir.
Trust me, I know he's thin. That being said, he told me a week and a half ago that he wanted to be thin to make me feel bad for punishing him. You don't get to grump at him for that, though I already lit into him plenty for it. Is this while he's on his hunger strike?
I mean, I would assume so, yes, sir.
This is June 29th. This is
Yes,
about
sir.
8 days before he dies.
Yeah, I would assume so.
And Paul's response is, of course he did. And your response to that is, yeah, so while I want to fix it, he will get most of his calories from plain bread and rice for, pulling that. He will get plenty of calories, but not get to enjoy them that way, That doesn't sound like somebody who's on a hunger strike to me. Can you clarify that for me, please?
I don't remember, but I know he wasn't eating. There was...
It continues on. KK? So yeah, we'll tell you more about what he can eat later, June 29th.
Just because we offered him food doesn't... I mean, we offered him food when he was on the hunger strike in January. At least I did. I mean, I would assume Paul did as well. But just because you offered stuff... I mean, you couldn't, even though it says try to force him to eat, you couldn't force him to eat stuff. I mean, if he didn't... You
heard Paul's testimony yesterday that he had to force him to eat the bread with hot sauce on it, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I don't know what he means by that.
It's interesting you use the phrase, we tried to tempt him with food. That came up while he was in the ice bath, didn't it? Tempting him with food.
Do you mean the day before he passed?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, if I said yes, sir. I mean...
You told Paul to heat up some pizza rolls because G needed the pizza rolls anyway, right? You remember that?
Yes, sir.
You
I
remember
don't
this?
remember the text message.
Don't
but
remember. So this falls in the I don't remember category as well. Is that right?
Like most of it,
Well,
yes.
the text message says, heat one up, hold it in front of him, but be ready to pull it away if he tries to grab it. You don't remember sending any of that?
I don't remember it, no, sir.
Lucy, you are fantastic. Loved seeing you and Simmy and meeting your cool chat. I need to cook. No problem, no problem. Thanks for being here. I'm making spaghetti, so sorry my response was late. Yes, yes. We're about to get out of here. We don't have too much more to go. I think we've got like 10, 15 more minutes to go, and then next time is going to be sentencing, and then we're going to get on to Paul Ferguson. I just want to finish this video out today, and then I'll let y'all go. But thank you for who's been here, and for the ones leaving, I will see you guys next time.
You heard the text messages read yesterday, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Is it fair to say that you just don't remember those text messages?
Most of them, I don't remember.
Most of them?
Yeah. But then you've got your big bind. I can pretty much guarantee I don't remember most of that either. I don't. And it's not just my text with Paul.
You don't remember anything?
No, sir, I don't.
But somehow you were able to hold down a job as a judicial clerk during that time period, right?
Yes, sir.
You were able to at least provide dog training to one client at that time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you remembered to tell Paul to get up and walk Sharma just about every morning, didn't you?
I mean, that would be automatic. It would be reflex. If it's in there, then I would assume so, yes, sir.
That would be reflex. To tell Paul to get up and walk Sharma, is that what you're saying?
I mean, if it's a habit, if I do it enough times, then and plus it served to get Paul out of bed when I left, because he'd like to go back to sleep.
You told the officer that there was an alarm on the basement door. This is the small closet, because there was some sewing stuff stored in it. That was a lie, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. There was sewing stuff stored in it before he asked to do that, but
the alarm
I don't know why I told him that.
The alarm wasn't on there because there was sewing stuff on it, was there?
No, sir.
The alarm was on it because Timothy was supposed to be in there, right?
I mean, as far as I know, like I said, I don't.
You don't remember, but you were able to lie to the police officer at the time?
I don't remember talking to the police. I mean, I don't remember this part of the conversation with the police officer, sir.
You tell the officer that there were cameras in the home because G would strip down naked and wander around. Well, that wasn't the only reason the cameras were in the house, was it?
No, sir.
You left out all the other details about that you had to monitor Timothy and make sure he didn't go certain places and sneak places and be deceitful, right? You didn't tell the officer that, did you?
Apparently not. I don't know why I didn't, but
You said he fell out of bed and you went and had to get him and put him back into bed. He never fell out of bed that night, did he?
not as far as I know. I don't remember, sir.
Well, you know he didn't sleep in the bed that night, don't you?
Well, yeah, so I'm sorry.
Right. So saying that you got up at 5:30 and had to put him back in the bed, and then you changed it to 30 minutes because it's sometime with the ending in a 30 because you learned at that point the rigor mortis had already set in and he'd been deceased for a number of hours. That was still a lie, wasn't it?
I mean, yes, sir, I don't remember any of this. I'm sorry.
The hot sauce in the bathroom downstairs was for food. But it wasn't, was it? The hot sauce was for punishment, right?
It was also to put on food.
But you didn't mention that, we also use hot sauce as a form of punishment, did you?
Apparently not.
I'm guessing you probably didn't mention to the officer, we also had the crazy idea yesterday to pour some hot sauce on his penis for a punishment. You didn't mention that either, did you?
Apparently not, sir. Like I said, I don't remember.
You told the officer that you did not restrict Timothy's movement at night with shackles. That was also a lie, wasn't it?
Again, I don't remember, sir. I know we talked about it, but as far as overnight, no.
But you would restrict his movement with shackles, wouldn't you? Whether it was zip ties or handcuffs or leg shackles.
I mean, I can only go back based on the text messages. I don't know.
Why did you wait 20 minutes to call 911 after you found Timothy deceased in the small closet in the small room?
I have no idea, honestly. I learned of that gap, just a couple of days ago. The whole day is surreal to me, so I have no idea why we waited like that. I don't know. I can't imagine waiting, but apparently it happened. I don't know.
Do you remember Paul asking you, should we call 911?
I don't remember him ever asking. Because I was the one that called, and I was the one, I remember performing CPR, and he did help me out a little bit when I got tired to take over a little bit, but, I mean, I can't imagine ever saying no to that.
But if it's on the video, that's what you said, right?
If it's on there.
So if the video showed that it begins with you with movement outside of the room at about 6:19:21, and 911 is actually called you tell Paul you have to call at 6:37, so that's about 18 minutes, isn't it?
I mean, let's see, 19, yeah, that's 18 minutes.
And Timothy was never responsive to you, was he?
No, sir.
His eyes were completely wide open, completely glazed over, weren't they?
As far as I remember, yes, sir.
He never moved, never took a breath, never did anything, did he?
No, sir.
And while this is all going on, you tell Paul, we'll have to tell them he was on a hunger strike, right? You remember telling him that?
No, I don't.
Don't remember that either?
No, sir.
Do you remember telling Paul, or do you remember saying, put his pants on to make it look like he's been this way?
I don't remember saying that.
Do you remember asking Paul to put the belt on to make it sure that that's the way he looked?
No, sir.
But if they're on video, you said those things,
yes,
right?
Sir.
That's why I had my camera off. They've been bugging me, so I've been trying to give them attention.
Ms. Vander Ark, isn't it true? Timothy had just become nothing more than an annoyance for you, and he wasn't even a human being in your eyes anymore.
That is absolutely not true.
It is so, ma'am. And on that note, I think that's it. Nothing further, he said. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking it out with me, whoever's here. I was going to go over some more of that stuff, but I'll do it at the beginning of the next live. So next Monday, same time, 3 p.m. Central, and that will be the sentencing, okay? And then that's about 45 minutes, so we'll just go straight into Paul's testimony. Or I'm sorry, not testimony, but yeah, no, I think he gets on the stand on his own trial. I think that's where we're going to be. So, yeah, it's hard material, but you know, we do what we can and we try to make the best of it. And when we laugh and, you know, make some of the jokes we make, it's not making fun of the situation. It's just getting through it in our own ways, right? But as far as that goes, I don't think I've got anything else. So I will leave you all with that. Let me get this off the stage. Bye.
So long for now and goodbye. We'll see you